everybody? This is your boy Ty Asbury for Off the Top Rope Monday night, live at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, presented by SixPackCoverage.com. And I heard word from around the way, and I believe it, the best tag team going in wrestling today. And this episode of Off the Top Rope is going to be labeled Tag-Tastic. My live two guests, these guys have done their thing in AEW, DPW, and CCW. There is only one, the only. These guys bring the tag in Tag-Tastic, TSF. They are live on Off the Top Rope, Monday night, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Your boy Ty Asbury talked to these two magnificent athletes about what they are up to in wrestling, because 2022, I'm sure they are going to be on a roll. Why?
The Ropes Media. Tyrone Asbury. Yeah. Tyrone Asbury. Yeah. Every chance you get to hear us, you clear us. It's the time on the radio. My opinion's my opinion. Every time you hear me now moving out, they're on the stereos. Every podcast.
We were jamming. All you guys jamming. It is Monday night, and you know what's going down. Off the Top Rope is live, presented by SixPackCoverage.com. And these two gentlemen right here, Rosario Grillo and Hunter Knopf. These guys are on the effing rise. TSF is in the damn house tonight. Fellas, what is up?
What's up,
Hey, that intro, like, I'm ready to just go to the bar.
Right? I'm ready.
I'm ready to
60 minutes at the Tokyo Dome.
Yeah.
Give it to
my
me
God.
now.
I looked at Hunter. I go, did we just find our new entrance song?
That, you know, you guys are not the only one about the entrance song. It gets all my guests pumped up, and that's why I do it on purpose to get you guys pumped up for a great show. And thank you very much for, complimenting me on the theme song, but it's about you guys tonight. So I'm glad you're having fun, you jamming, but you guys have been jamming it up in the ring, tag team style. And I want to ask you guys right off the bat, I mean, how you feeling? Because you guys are doing big things and about to be doing bigger things. So talk to everybody watching live about how you guys feeling tonight, and just what's up with you guys tonight.
I'm feeling pretty sore. I don't know about you.
Yeah, I'm pretty sore still, too. Two sore fellas,
Two sore fellas, man.
Two
That's
sore
just how
fellas.
we are. I was walking around Target earlier with a limp because my hip hurt, and I felt like I was 90. But besides that, hey,
Great.
Tonight is the night that the NWA announces the Cracker Cup teams. So fingers crossed that we are one of the teams that are involved in
We're
it.
hoping.
But like you said, we're going. We hit the
Constantly
ground
going.
running less than a year ago, and we haven't stopped since.
Nope.
And that's the thing, like, you guys have been just doing your groove, getting it in. And I'm pretty sure that you guys would say, especially as a tag team, because you guys are like one machine, and both of you are like the pieces that keep the machine together. Like, for you guys, it seems like you two are just working as much as possible just to get the experience, because I would think in wrestling that's what you have to do. I mean, you guys get bookings just out the wazoo, and like, you guys are just, I'm sure, just working. Because you said you guys are hurting, so I guess you're working.
Yep.
Yes, sir. Unfortunately,
Always.
I guess we weren't doing the best of jobs according to NWA, because they just released the bracket, and I'm not seeing a T, an S, or an F.
There is a T and B and D.
There's
but
a TBD.
no
I don't know if it's
SF.
a tag team name or if it's to be determined, because it is against the Briscoes. So maybe we're like a play-in game style for
maybe.
that seed, but breaking news, it looks like TSF did not make the cut.
Man, guys,
The
that
Crockett
one
Cup.
hurts.
I guess they don't like good tag team wrestling.
I guess not.
Well, I'll say it's their loss, because the sky is always the big limit. Life goes on, wrestling goes on. So I know you guys are TSF. You gotta let that thing get you down. I mean, you
know what? That's only more fuel to the fire.
Bingo.
You don't want to put us in the cup? Okay, hey, next year we won't even be a 16 seed. We'll be the 1 seed,
And we're gonna win the
just
cup.
it.
you guys are pretty much are on that short list of me having tag teams on the show. So you guys are in that like selected category. So you guys, I want to say like, how are you feeling about your first appearance on Off the Top Rope tonight? Because you're like only my second tag team I've ever had on the show. So that's a lot.
Let's go. I love it. Hey, any chance that we can get to talk to other people about us, we love it.
Yeah, and we get that a couple of times of people saying like, "Oh, like you're our first tag team or your second tag team," because no one's working as hard as TSF in the tag team game. The best part about living together is we can do things like this. We can do interviews all the time. We always say like, "Hey, let's just crank out interviews. Anyone who wants to interview us, let's just do it."
Well, you guys, they say being like a tag team, you know how like in the movies you have the two buddy cop, movies. Lethal Weapon is one of my favorite. Where it's like you guys are married, and is at that point where you guys just to work on your already perfect craft that you guys will just watch like old tapes of yourself, other tag teams, and just like sharpen like your groove in the ring. You guys do that a lot watching other people, or you're just trying to do your own thing?
So we definitely do tape study a lot.
A ton. Like if we're ever just bored, we'll just sit in the living room and throw on an old match. Like that's the benefit of living together is we always have that opportunity to do that stuff.
Yeah.
And it's not just that, like promos that we can cut. We just started recently streaming on Twitch, so doing stuff like that. Like it just makes everything 10 times easier.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. We're always trying to improve. We're always trying to not, take things from other tag teams, but like see what they do. We're like, oh, okay, we can do that, but we can put our spin on it.
Put a little TSF style onto it.
There you go.
I love a little TSF style. I mean, I was thinking of a good slogan for you guys. It was on the top of my head, and I just, you ever get something, you just freaking lose it.
All the time.
It's like, I was thinking, I was thinking like a little slogan for you guys: keep working and don't stop or something, And I'm sure that's what you guys do. I mean,
absolutely. There's no stopping, none whatsoever. Not until we make it, at least, and then we're still going to keep working.
Yeah, that's when the real work begins.
Yep.
That's all I want to hear. Like, don't give up and keep doing what you're doing. Now, I'm sure you guys have a lot of fans. Want to keep gaining fans. Now, when this show's all said and done tonight, what do you want fans to get out of this episode by watching you guys on the show, like learning about you and pretty much to not pass up on TSF?
The biggest thing that I can say is the reason why you should follow our story is because it's literally from the heart is the best way to describe it. Like we're two people that really didn't come from much of anything at all, that have busted our asses day in, day out to try to make an opportunity for ourselves. Like we talked about earlier, like we're always on the move. We're always trying to think of new ideas that we can interact with our fans with. We are big interaction people. Mm-hmm. We believe that we should support the people that support us because why would we not?
Yeah, without them, like we're
who are we?
We're
without
doing
our
this
fans
in front of empty seats.
Exactly. So we are big, like always trying to reply to as many people as we can. Just try, and that's the big thing with Twitch that we're doing as well, is it gives the opportunity for us to interact with these people and finally like start to talk with our fans and like get to know a little bit about them and them get to know a little bit more about us. So that's just the biggest thing that we could probably take away from that.
Yeah. And then, just, this is how we are. We're just two very genuine guys. When you see us in the ring, there's something that happens when we walk through that curtain.
That just clicks.
Our gear just turns and we are ready to go. And you may be seeing a different side of TSF when we hit the ring, depending on where you are. But at the end of the day, like this is who we are. We're just two kids living our dream who had no reason being here in the first place and had no reason to have all the success, but here we are.
And as soon as that bell rings, we're there to win.
Not like Festus, though.
Yeah.
I was going to say for you guys, well, I know Christmas is long on, but for, when your birthdays are coming up or have passed, if you guys ever need a song to get you pumped up, you should crank in Off the Top Rope theme before you come out.
Of course. You saw me jamming earlier.
Yeah. That's supposed to be my pre-match ritual.
Well, I'm really glad you guys are, the fans that you already have, you're trying to get more fans. You guys are just being interactive, I'm sure, with fans, trying to get more bookings and just building, what's already huge, your resume in wrestling. Now, I really want to talk about, 2020, it was, 2020 was with the pandemic. 2021, things kind of like thinned out. But if you had to take those 2 years all around and look at how you guys learned and progressed in wrestling, how would you guys say last 2 years compared to pretty much right now doing the show.
I just think we finally get it.
Yeah, and it's funny though too, because like we are not a full 2 years in wrestling. We're a little over a year, barely a year. Training wise, we're still not even a year into our first indie date yet. So like we can't even answer that with a full 2 years because we haven't even been here 2 years. But like we have learned so much, and shout out the Nightmare Factory because like the amount of people that we got to learn from is incredible. And we just take pieces and ideas from all these different people and incorporate it into our work. And that's what makes us TSF. That's what makes TSF style.
The way it is. Yeah. You like old school, you like new school, you like this, you like that. Boom. TSF style.
I really want to talk about the Nightmare Factory because that facility is just including yourselves, is just producing wrestlers like left and right, up and down. And what was the one thing that you learned from them that still sticks to you? Like you guys may be talking, eating lunch, saying, damn, remember we were at that night at the Nightmare Factory and such said this and that. Like, you guys have any moments where it still sticks to you?
1,000%. One thing that Cody said, mouth closed, ears open.
Yep.
Wherever you are, mouth closed, ears open. Take in as much as you can. If someone is taking time to pull you aside and give you feedback, you shut up, listen to everything they say thank you, and remember it. And then you go home and you implement that into your style. There isn't a match that we have where we come back through the curtain where we're not asking everyone for advice to pull in what we could do better and to work on those small things. And then when we come back, the appreciation that those people have for us, that we not only took the time to listen to them, but then actually do it.
Yes, and that's probably what I would have said too. But something else good that he really said, and you'll get a kick out of this.
I knew is, one of us was going to say it.
A match is a promo, and a promo is a match.
If I had $1 for every time Coach Cody said that.
Now, Cody and QT, literally, we couldn't ask for better people to learn from. The amount of knowledge that those two share collectively, insane. Literally like a whole library full of.
And it's just two different sides of wrestling, like how QT got involved, how Cody got involved. Like it's just two different ways of coming up, and we have like both full stories. But
the match is a promo is a match type of thing just goes like at the amount that you want to succeed in the ring, you should also try to succeed outside of the ring.
Like
bring that intensity to all your promos that you bring in the ring. Bring that perfection that you try to strive for in the ring to your promos. Everything you do has to be in your like sense perfection.
Yeah, and I just another bonus one. I would say it's that like just because you leave the ring, kind of picking up what you said, just because you leave the ring doesn't mean your wrestling career stops.
Absolutely not. Like it's not just on training and wrestling. There are so much more aspects to wrestling.
There's just merch ideas. Like look at this was our Halloween shirt, 2 spooky fellas. Like we are constantly coming up with new merch ideas, new 8x10 ideas. Hunter has been working his tail off to pull off an amazing Twitch stream 4, 5, 6 times a night for all of our followers, just to come and hang out and everyone have a safe space to come talk, come hang out with all of us at Wrestle House. Trip Jordy, Kat Spencer, whoever is coming through our forbidden door at the moment. And like, he's been working his tail off. We have our Wrestle House vlog, so we keep people like behind the scenes of what we're doing at all the times. Like it doesn't stop for us.
I really love how you guys, you keep active. Like, it's like you don't, it's like a light switch. You don't turn wrestling off. You just keep it on and keep it going. How you're involved with fans and Twitch, and you see Hunter, he just creating shirts like crazy because I think it all pretty much settles down to you guys love what you do. And
absolutely, we wouldn't do it if we didn't.
You guys are, Cody may have said it too, and QT. Like if you're not having fun in wrestling, I would think that may be a problem if you're not having fun with what you're doing.
100%. You could not have said that any better.
Yeah.
Now, I really love that, you guys, like I said, work in Nightmare Factory and everything. And of course that involves traveling to different, training, with Cody and everywhere, other promotions you've done. Have you guys ever had like a road story where, because of course I'm, who's not a foodie? We all love food. You guys have had a match or trained where you went somewhere and like kind of binged eat and the food was just like so good. Like what would be like a good moment for you guys where you had a meal traveling where we gotta try that place again?
I have a perfect one, and it's not even like
if you take mine, okay.
Well, you based off of today's Twitter interaction, you have to know what mine's going to be.
Okay.
If you saw our Twitter interactions today, it's Sheets.
Shout out
Like,
Sheets, please.
When we get to go to North Carolina, it's like, oh, we get to go to Sheets after the show. We get to get sandwiches. We get to get cookies, ice cream, cake, and it's just like it's just a gas station.
Yeah.
But we love it. We love
East
it
Coast
so much.
boys.
And like that's the hardest part about wrestling is that by the time you are done with the show and you leave, everything's closed.
Yep.
You have Wendy's, McDonald's, or a Waffle House.
Or Buc-ee's.
Yes.
But Sheets is greater than Buc-ee's.
I have a funny opposite story of that. The other night we had a show and we went to Wendy's afterwards and we got our food. We came home and before I ate, I started rewatching our match together and I was looking at it and just went, oh my God, I look terrible. I picked my Wendy's up, threw it in the trash, went to bed.
Could have asked if I wanted it.
I was going to give you the cookie.
Yeah,
I came back into the kitchen to give you the cookie. They ate it.
Pieces of trash.
I was like, oh, okay, we're just going to. This
Pieces
wasn't
of
up
trash.
for everyone. But yeah, that's a funny anti-food story.
That must be like probably the one thing about that drives. I've heard a lot of wrestlers say it. Nothing's freaking open, but you always want to get food. So I mean, it kind of comes and goes. Now,
What
No,
was yours?
Golden Corral.
Oh,
I say that shout out one of our biggest fans, Dr. Scott Kelly.
and friend.
And friend, not even just fan. Like he's a close friend of ours now. Dr. Scott Kelly actually took us out to Golden Corral before our first Deadlock Pro match. So that was a cool experience just because that was the first time we got to like meet up with the fan and like actually communicate and get to know them better, which is why we call him a close friend of ours now because he's done so much for us. So, but yeah, that's probably my story.
One other good place, you guys, you mentioned it too, and I'm freaking thinking about it now. Freaking Waffle House, man. Like, man, I traveling down, to DC a lot, and man, you guys, since you mentioned that, I'm like, oh, Waffle House.
Where are you located at now?
Unfortunately, I'm in upstate New York, where I do the shows based at, and studios, in my house.
Mm-hmm.
But upstate New York is really like nothing up here. It's like,
how far upstate we talking?
pretty much from Philly, where I grew up in the Philly area, 3 hours from Philly. So I'm like upstate New York mountains on the PA border. So
hey, shout out PA. That's where I'm from.
So it's not a lot up here. And the thing about it, if you don't like the cold, then it's not for you up here. So.
Yeah, because I was born in New York State. I was born in Peekskill and then lived in like Westchester and Nyack and Spring Valley until I moved to Jersey.
Now, you guys, I'm sure the time you've been doing this, you've probably ran into, because you guys are pretty much, really like you said, when it comes to your promos, I mean, studying, and it's like one promo that you guys say, it reflects both of you because you guys are one. I mean, it's not like this person says this promo and other says this. You guys are one, so whatever which guy says a promo, it reflects the whole entire team. I would think for a tag team.
Yeah, no, 100%. We have a real big thing with promos where we just take what the idea is and then we just go. So it's like, hey, we have to do a promo for this match. Cool. When's the date? This date. Got it. And that's all we say. And then just camera roll. And we have a timer in our head. We know how long it has to be. We don't like shooting more than a minute for a promo because attention span is very short on the internet. If you can't pull something within a couple seconds, they're not going to sit there for a whole minute.
Yep.
So we just go, and we're usually big one, very rare two take guys.
And again, like you said earlier, like we're just ourselves. Like, and that's the biggest thing, and that's why we can do the things that we do like that. That's why we don't need a script. We're just ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
And I gotta say, everybody watching the show live, I mean, when it comes to cutting promos, being yourself, and just pretty much on the rise, my two guests live tonight are on the rise. TSF is in the house tonight on Off the Top Rope because the tagline is Tag-Tastic. Don't know how else to take it. So these guys are live, and if you want to comment and ask them a question about their Twitch, who they're going to be beating up next, give these fellas a shout out here on the show because these guys are the real deal and upcoming in wrestling. Now, you guys, I'm sure, being in a tag team, there's so many tag teams in wrestling now, and I'm sure there's been somewhere that they've come and gone who you face a feud with. Who's the one tag team probably who drives you guys crazy where you meet up with them, you guys are like, fuck, this is going to be like, here we go with these two guys again. So I'm saying,
Huh? What do you think?
What are you looking for?
What's the answer? Huh?
What are you looking for?
What's the answer? Go ahead.
What answer?
Get the answer.
You go.
No.
Why?
Go ahead.
I don't like how you got so
Go
defensive.
ahead. Because I just want to see what's your answer first.
I mean, I have two tag teams that drive us crazy, but we love to share, and that's Country Air and then NDA.
Yep, there it is. NDA. Chris Danger actually kicked me right in the balls in the third episode.
Yes.
Third episode of DPW Fire.
What were you looking for?
Just Chris Danger. Make sure he's not around. But yeah, so he love to hate them. Love to hate them so much. But yes, Country Air is another fantastic one too.
Yeah, there's nothing like being in the ring with another legit tag team. That's not like not any other tag team, but when you're in the ring with another tag team who's wrestled longer than you and they understand tag team wrestling as much as you do, it is the easiest thing you'll ever do, the most fun you'll ever have, but the biggest war you'll ever be a part of.
100%. The psychology that goes into tag team wrestling is such a craft in itself. So to find other people that actually enjoy learning that craft and that aren't just two random singles guys thrown together, they're like, oh, I don't want to be in a tag team. Just makes everything 10 times better. Exactly.
It seems like tag. I mean, of course, individual wrestling is an art in wrestling, but it seems like you guys made a tag team. I'm sure you guys are always like you said, studying notes and just being creative, because tag team wrestling, it's a big art in wrestling. So I mean, you guys have to feed off each other, work with each other, and like for you guys being in the business, can that be hard, or you guys just know each other so well? Like you're just we got this. Like trying to like bounce the art around and keeping the fans engaged. Like how does that work for you two?
It's worked a lot better than I thought it was going to happen, actually. Like, we got fortunate enough that TSF has taken off, and, just interacting with the fans about TSF, what does it mean, and stuff like that has helped us so much because it just gave us something to feed off of. Yeah,
and the more we're in the ring together, the more it is so easy for us to just give a look, and we know what's about to happen.
Exactly.
We know what we need to do, or
like from match 2 to match whatever we're on now, 50 something. There's just such a big difference. Like if you go back and watch our showcase match from the first ever student showcase at the Nightmare Factory, we are completely different from those people.
I don't even know who those guys are.
Nope.
When you guys, I got to ask you, because like I said, it's like when you think of like TSF, it's like the TSF. It just like slides off like bacon that you're eating that's a sizzle, and it comes out perfectly. When you guys were coming up with a name for yourselves, were you guys like up one night just like maybe to like midnight, 1 a.m. thinking of names and you're like, oh, we got this name, and then you're like, shit, man, that's not gonna work. Like, have you guys had when you were first starting out where, because I'm sure creating like names, you watch movies, read books, how much of a pain in the ass was that to come up with TSF?
So we had about a month break between when we graduated the first class of the factory and to when we came back to Georgia. Yes. Ooh. So during that month is kind of when we tried to figure out, like, do we still want to be a tag team? And once we figured that out, that was about a weekend. We're like, yeah, let's do it. Then there was the question, what are we? What is our name? We had actually one original
discussion
name
before the show, the showcase, when we found out we were going to be a tag team, because the guys we faced had a tag team name, and we were like,
we don't.
We're just Rosario and Hunter.
Yeah, real fun, yay! But actually, one of them was the Saviors. Wow, wonder how. Ooh, jeez.
Yeah.
Like, could you see us being the Saviors real dark? I'm here to save you. No offense to David Ali. We love David Ali.
Hey, or the 90 of the people who have it. Hey, how about the other one we had?
What? Oh, the Forsaken Warriors?
Forsaken Warriors.
The Forsaken Warriors.
Yikes.
TFW. TFW. Yeah, so there was a lot of things getting thrown around until we came up with the actual name for TSF. But he was just like, hey, why don't we just go by TSF? Because why does anybody deserve to know what our name is but us? And that's how it started.
So if you guys, you got two youngsters coming up that want to train to be a successful tag team like you guys are, and they may want to take you guys out for a beer, and you guys say, step into our office, and they say, why should we go to the Nightmare Factory to train in tag team wrestling? How would you break it down to those guys? This is the place you need to be.
Again, the amount of people that come through that place that you can learn from, crazy. Like everybody from Glacier to Luther, not just Cody and QT, to Coach Luke Sampson, Baron Black, Vari Morales. There's so
Coach Ricky
many.
Starks who
Ricky
showed up,
Starks.
Lee Johnson, Aaron Solo,
and a lot of those people were in tag teams. Like
5,
you got to think of Glacier and the Cat.
Yep.
Boom, there's a tag team right
Ernest
there.
Cat Miller shows up every now and then too.
And so like we were able to learn so much. Glacier was a big help to how we started off as a tag team. He kind of gave us the mindset and the psychology of this is tag team wrestling. So shout out Glacier for everything he's done for us. But like people have added on to that. Like I said, like Luther, shout out Luther, because Luther has taken us under his wing so much.
Dude, we owe him so much.
Literally so much we owe Luther. But just getting to learn the pieces from everybody, you get to create this big giant like almost presentation, and that is you yourself.
I would say too, like, here's our resume.
Yep.
Here's how many matches we've done. Here's the promotions we worked, the things we've done. And it's not just because like, oh, you're a Nightmare Factory kid. It's like, no. We got trained by so many amazing different minds that we were molded into not just like another wrestler. Like we were literally given the keys to the car and just said, hey, go for a drive.
And that's it. Like it is known that you are not there strictly just for a one-way ticket to AEW. That's not how that works.
It's almost first day. Means. It's like, hey, welcome to the school. This isn't a ticket for AEW.
Literally, they teach you everything that you need in the business, and it's on you yourself to take it and go wherever you need with it.
I really like what. That's really interesting that people, especially I'm like watching the show live, who want to get into the business, tag team or just single, wrestler. That what's the one thing that up and coming talents to know about that the Nightmare Factory teaches you outside of the ring that they should really look to if they want to go there? Like, because I mean, outside the ring, you got to survive outside the ring too. Like, what's one thing that people should know about that they showed you guys?
I mean, it's so hard to pick one. I think one, like I said before, like just because you're not in the ring doesn't mean like your wrestling stops.
Yeah, like always, a big thing that they nail in our heads, and QT will say over and over again, is get a degree. Get a degree. You know what I mean? Like you always need a backup. Regardless what happens, it is always safe to have a backup.
Yeah, that, and like I said, just if you're dedicated to wrestling, like obviously like you can't, it's not wrestling 24/7, like as much as it is, it like isn't. Like you have to have a job. If you can't just be an indie wrestler who just doesn't work. Like
shout out all of
the indies. Yeah. Hey, possibly shout out all of your
Boom.
But like it's it's just what you put in is what you get out. So what you do outside of the ring, the gym, the promos, the vignettes, your gear, like all of that is your presentation. Like you yourself are the product. Go out there and make it look like the best product possible.
That's the best way to keep on work like you guys are doing. Keep on working and pounding and scoring that touchdown, and you'll get your Super Bowl and wrestling terms, titles, and everything else. So now I saw this picture of you guys, and I was thinking, now they may say yes or no, but I'm thinking this is what they were thinking when they came out. So I'm gonna pull this clip up, and this is what Ty thinks. You guys are saying. Yeah, we some bad mother effers, but you guys.
Basically, that's good TSF, huh? That's nice TSF.
That's big old babyface TSF.
Babyface TSF. Basically,
I don't know if you guys are thinking that. It looks like we some bad MFers, man.
Yeah, we were. That was awesome. That was the first DPW show. That was electric.
Yeah,
we had such a good time. Again. Tag team chemistry off the charts, being able to work with Patrick and Chance, Chris Danger. So like that was just awesome. We were it looks like we had just listened to the theme song for the show.
We were living in the moment, as anybody would say. Like it's like we felt the crowd.
Yeah,
is the best way.
Big John Cena, Cody Rhodes, babyface vibes when we came out.
Now, you guys on your thing, you're just really building that resume. You guys have gone through place after place after place. Now, when you see these three places, what you've experienced, what would you say probably one positive thing about each three of these places?
Oh, man.
One?
That is difficult to say one, but man, where do we want to start with? DP Dub?
I think,
go left to right.
Okay, how about you go DPW, I'll go CCW, and then we both do AW.
Okay, cool. So I'll start with DPW. One great thing about DPW is the people in the back. I'm gonna shout out every person behind the scenes there because they have given these wrestlers such a big stage to be able to perform on that we cannot thank them enough for. Like they give us the opportunity to showcase ourselves, and we cannot thank them enough for that opportunity.
Yeah, completely agree. I would say CCW, it really refined us.
Yes.
It allowed us to find who we are because they basically, like, usually when you come to a promotion for the first time, it's like, hey, you're going to work these local guys. You guys got 5 minutes pre-show.
CCW was actually our first distance show, right?
I think it was the first travel show we had gone to. We got there. They put us with their biggest babyface tag team. And we're just like, oh, you guys just go out there and tear the house down. Mm-hmm. We were like, whoa. You guys are giving us the key. Like, we can do whatever we want.
Yeah.
Like, we can be ourselves. And I think that's like, I don't think with TSF today, like, I don't think if we got the opportunity to work CCW so many times,
we wouldn't be who we are.
Yeah. Like, they really they made us feel like we were a part of their family.
Mm-hmm.
And then they were just like, hey, go be you.
Yep. And then AEW will probably both say the same thing. Is just the amount of lessons and the amount of knowledge that you can take in from everybody there who's just trying to make you better in the ring, and not just in the ring, but an all-around better person.
Yeah, and it's kind of like how we're saying there's so many people in the Nightmare Factory who give you like feedback and help you out. It's the same at AEW. It's like an indie show on a giant scale, like the camaraderie and the family, like
they just want to see you succeed.
Yeah, seriously. And there's so many people there who I can't thank enough who aren't a part of the factory, who we just met through there, like Sean Spears, like Anthony Bones and Max Caster and just 2.0. Like there's so many people who like didn't have to, they could have just had the match, said, hey, see you later, and that was it. But like took the time to like,
work with us.
We see this in you. Here's what you need to do to come back here again. And honestly, and it's just like every time someone asks us like, how does it work to feel to work AW? It's kind of surreal to get asked that question. Like just I was at All In. I had gone to an AW show, a couple of AW shows before, and then we got to wrestle there. Like insane.
Yeah, I actually went to. People told me, Ty, you got to go. Just go. I went to Dynamite Rampage a few weeks ago. Went down to Atlantic City. I was like, you know what? I'm 4 hours away. I was like, F, I'm gonna go. I had the best time ever.
The atmosphere of those shows are just incredible.
AEW, they just take you in as a fan, and it was a really, really cool time. And you guys said you've worked with Matt Caster and everything. I'm thinking about, I don't know how many times you guys said he's like, yo, he does like this.
Yeah, listen. Dude, when they drop those Acclaim raps on Twitter, I'll watch them 100 times. Yeah. Just sitting there over and over again. Like, this is amazing.
Everybody loves the Acclaimed.
Everybody loves the Acclaimed.
Like, I think that really, this is my opinion, I think the really big thing about you guys is doing as good as you are, is because I think when good people see that good people want to learn, they take them in. I think that's what's happening with you guys. I mean, you guys are just, I think everybody has seen that from Cody to QT. I mean, I think everybody sees that in TSF because there's only one TSF, and people get over it. There's only going to be one. It's these two guys right here. So that's why I think you guys, they see that. You guys are hungry, and in wrestling shit, you should be.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. Everybody's always trying to get to the top.
That's why we always say, like, when we come back through the curtain, like, we don't want to hear, oh, that was good. We want to hear, like,
this is what you need to do.
You did okay, but, like, here's what you need to work on. It's like, great, let's go to school and work on those things.
Now, every show, I got to stump my guest, and this segment I call Damn Ty, that is good. So this question, you have to think, use the brains. I know you guys can do it. So you ready to hear the question?
My brain's a little slow right now.
So the question is, since you guys are, of course, on the rise now, you guys pick any tag team that you want and create a match that involves something being on the rise. Could be a ladder match, anything that's dealing with on the rise, like dealing with like heights. You got to create a match with the team, and we're basing around being on the rise.
So the other team we're facing has to be on the rise, or they could just be any team?
it could be any team that you're facing, past, present. I mean, it
Well, I
could
mean,
be.
if we're talking ladder match and we want to go that route of like the past and trying to go to a new generation, let's just say the Hardy Boys. How about that? Because I heard they're taking some independent bookings. I heard about that. So it would be really cool just to be able to learn from basically the tag team who almost started like the new generation of their generation.
Yeah.
Just to be able to learn from them and share the ring with them would be an absolute honor.
I think
You guys actually killed the answer because I was coming up with the notes to come up with the question for you guys. I was thinking, man, I think they'd be a good match for the Hardy Boys. So that's a good, like I was thinking about that.
Yeah, that's my answer.
So I thought you were going to take my answer. My answer is FTR.
Yeah, that's a close
And
second.
hey, I'm going to go a super classic match because it's a FTR's classic. Contract on a pole match.
Oh,
I like that.
okay.
I definitely. I mean, I think when it comes to you guys and FTR will be a good match because they're like my, outside of you guys as well, they're like my favorite tag team, and I think them against you guys, I'd fucking watch that in a heartbeat.
They're our biggest inspirations. You will see a lot of FTR and TSF.
Yeah. Like we said before, like we don't like to jack stuff from people, but like we'll take their idea and then TSFify it.
TSFify, that's a fun word.
Yeah, like that match. That match was on, Dynamite. I'm getting my cookies and milk to watch, Dynamite. And then my wife said, y'all's match is on. I'll be fucking running, milk.
Well, thank you.
But that was a really cool answer. And as we end this awesome episode of Off the Top Rope, because like I said, it's been Tag-Tastic.
That it is.
I want to know, moving ahead 2022, what do you guys want to build on more moving forward?
Oh man, that's a good question. That's
a
really good
question.
Same
answer.
Go ahead.
I feel like we just getting out there more. We just want to hit as many different promotions in as different cities, in as different states as we possibly can.
And as much as we love the Southeast, that's where we got our start of wrestling. Yeah, that's where we got our start to wrestling. But we want to go connect with new fans in other places. We want to go work other tag teams in other places. We just want to get TSF out there.
Hey, what better than to connect with the fans than our fans back home in New Jersey, PA, New York,
hey, East Coast.
I think I saw on my phone on the Twitter. I think that's what it's called.
On the Twitter,
that a tag team, Waves and Curls.
Ooh.
They just won those tag titles
at
for NEW.
NEW, right?
Hey, they operate out of Six Flags sometimes. I used to have a season pass to that Six Flags.
I rode the King Ka.
Yeah. You were there?
I rode King Ka. It was great.
Hey,
it was great. Look at that.
My parents still live there. You don't have to pay for a hotel.
Yeah, honestly, I'll just go back home. We can just drive.
Yeah.
That shows that the opportunities are endless for you guys. I mean, look at all the promotions out there. Look at all the tag teams, and I really think that you guys know too. Nothing against them. I mean, I grew up watching them. WWE was always like the only big thing in town, but AEW, you got Impact, NWA. I mean, the list goes on and on for you guys. So you guys got a full. I always say on all the shows in every town, you guys got a full buffet and jump in that. So
yeah, and the people people think just because WWE, Ring of Honor, New Japan, AEW, those are the big shows. DPW, giant show, CCW, great show, NEW,
Beyond,
Prestige,
Limitless,
Beyond,
Southern Honor, keep
Defy,
it going on.
Just because it's not on local cable doesn't mean it's not a big show. PWX, those are giant.
The biggest thing is we can say as indie wrestlers is to support indie wrestlers. A lot of people do, and we appreciate every single one out there who does. But that is the biggest thing because it's on you guys to see how far we get.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's all, and that's why we try to connect to people so much because it's on our supporters.
Yeah.
To take us as far as we will go.
Because if we're the best wrestlers of all time and no one pays to come see the show, what's it matter?
Yep.
If there's no fans cheering us on or buying our shirts or heckling us or throwing stuff at
what
us,
motivation does that give
what's
us
it matter?
to keep going?
Yeah.
Well, we got to try to do some hard promoting to get the TSF and FTR match going. So we all got to put our heads and try to get that together. So that's something that I want to see. We got to start. If there's Twitch, Twitter, we got to start throwing posters up. We got to start definitely making that match happen. And the biggest question of all, you guys, I'm sure, are probably getting ready to, go to the next match, whatever you got going on. What is up next for TSF in pro wrestling?
Got a lot coming up.
So, like I mentioned earlier, we Twitch a lot during the week. Like I try to at least live stream about 3 to 4 times during the week. So you can always look out for that. That would be on my social media whenever we will go live. But next up, we have
we have this Saturday.
Yes.
We'll be wrestling at Anarchy Wrestling.
Yep.
Live from the historic Landmark Arena.
Where they used to film NWA Wildside.
The house that AJ Styles built.
Yep.
We'll be there this Saturday. Then next week, or it is next week. Wow,
next week. Yeah.
It's next week. We're gonna not so much wrestling as doing some fan fest activities, helping out. Then March 12th.
Yep. DP Dub back in Jacksonville, North Carolina. Very excited for that. And then, the best way to keep up with us wherever we'll be is social media.
March 19th, UPWA in Wilmington.
Yep.
North Carolina, I believe it is.
Yep. So, like I said, the best way to keep in touch with where we'll be is social media. We are very active social media people. We like to connect with people, but that's where we'll always post where TSF will be.
Promoters worldwide, I'm sure after watching this episode, you want to bring these guys in because tonight they showed why they are Tag-Tastic. My live guest, of course, TSF, and we all want some more TSF. They are doing big things in wrestling. Check these guys out. People can follow you on Twitter, correct?
Yes, sir.
Absolutely.
Twitter and Instagram are the same for both of us.
Yep. Go ahead.
JGrilla23.
Mine's at HNot12.
Follow these guys on Twitter. My live guest tonight, TSF, as they rise and keep on rising to the top in the tag team wrestling scene coming up. And everybody, I got to ask you my last question. From 1 to 10, did you guys ever come back when all the top rules begin?
10,000.
First 1,000 I got. All right.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, seriously.
It was a pleasure.
Just any of our followers who have come here just to check out TSF,
support.
We say after every show, you better go follow them. You better go like, subscribe, share all their videos, watch on past interviews. Help them out as much as you help us out.
Absolutely.
Guys, thank you for helping me out by coming on the show. It was a damn huge honor for coming on the show. I want to give you guys something to smile about, so I'm gonna wrap the show up, put the end song on. I know you guys like the song, so they can dance. I'm gonna dance too. Off the top rope, we out. Peace out. TSF, they the real deal. Peace out.
The Ropes Media. Tyron Asbury. Yeah. Tyron Asbury. Yeah. Every chance you get to hear us, some clips. It's the time on the radio. My opinion's my opinion. Every time you hear me